All right. So, like I said earlier, we addressed last week just kind of an overview of what mindset is, okay? Why it's so important. And like I kind of re-emphasized just now is that if mindset isn't something that you are prioritizing, and I think clearly maybe by this Zoom, a lot of people aren't necessarily prioritizing their mindset. Not just evident by who's on this Zoom, but also in general when it comes to just some of the things I hear on a regular basis, when I see the chats, the kind of verbiage people use. Mindset is key. And I think people underestimate mindset, and especially when it comes to Zooms or podcasts or books on developing mindset, because I know people want action. They want, tell me how to increase my followers. Tell me what times I need to post. Tell me, they want action steps. They want really cut and dry things. And while I totally understand that, and those are very, very valuable, but those have their place. To me, mindset is key and crucial and really the deciding factor between who is successful and who isn't. Because again, like we talked about last week, mindset drives your thoughts. So therefore it drives your actions, and obviously actions are going to be what separate the doers from just the wanters. Okay. So you kind of have to think to yourself, am I a wanter or a doer? We have a lot of wanters around. We have a lot of people who want this, a lot of people who want rank advancement, who want VIP, who want to be successful. And that's great. Wanters, we're all wanters, right? But what separates wanters from doers is action, decisive action. And there's something that changes in your mindset when you go from being a wanter to a doer. Nothing else is in control of it except your mindset, because you choose to begin doing. Okay. And so that is the most crucial part. And that is why mindset is so important, because that is the only thing that changes you from a wanter to a doer. That is it. That's it. Okay. It's the same thing. I want to lose 20 pounds, but the doing part, what is going to finally springboard me into doing? Mindset, a mindset shift of whatever it is, whether it's I had a wake up call with my health, someone, whatever it is, an incident happened, someone called me fat and my mindset was like, oh my God, and I just had to change, whatever. What changes is your mindset. I can no longer accept not doing it, so I must start doing it. So that's why mindset is so vital. Okay. And as we talked about yesterday on the leadership Zoom, the way that you think also separates people from those who are successful from those who aren't. Okay. Because people who are successful have a mindset of determination and discipline and not giving up. The only difference between you and an Olympic athlete is they just didn't give up. They didn't stop. They kept going. They kept doing it. Okay. Nothing else separates them. They are not genetically engineered to win gold medals. They just had more discipline than you. They had a better mindset when it came to running, skiing, gymnastics, all that stuff. Okay. So now we're going to migrate into the power of positive thinking, or from my world, in the clinical world, positive psychology. And it is a clinical intervention, positive psychology. And I'll talk to you guys a little bit about what it is. I also know that Krista will be hopping on just a tad bit late. She was running late from work and had to get her daughter. And so positive psychology, well, I'm sorry, if I seem distracted, it's because I'm trying to admit people. So it means that you have the power to think in one of two ways, right? Positively oriented or negatively oriented. We kind of have, Tracy, I don't even know. It doesn't allow me to make anyone co-host. It only allows me to make someone a host. I don't understand why.
Are you going to screen share?
Are
you going to screen share?
No.
Okay, then just go ahead and make her host and you can talk while she lets in.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think I'll screen share. Let me scroll down to her. Oh, goes back. All right. Okay. And so nowadays, what we call it is a positively oriented mindset is an abundance mindset. Okay. A negatively oriented mindset is a scarcity mindset. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what those are. An abundance mindset, you believe things are happening for you. With a scarcity mindset, you believe things are happening to you. Okay. The positively framed mindset is an overcomer mindset, a victor mindset. The negatively framed one is the victim mindset. Okay. You can tell by how they talk which mindset a person has. If their default is to complain or blame, they are negatively oriented. They have a scarcity mindset. If a person's first thing is to problem solve or to figure out how or why, they have a positively oriented mindset. Okay. Also, again, if you're making like a T chart, right? Also on the side of a positively oriented mindset is they have a well-oriented locus of control. They have a higher locus of control, meaning they understand that if it's meant to be, it's up to me, right? They believe I am in control of more than I think I am. I am able to control my thoughts and my actions and the things that happen around me in relation to how I am able to influence it. Okay. How I think and how I act, I can control those things. Okay. A person with a negatively oriented mindset thinks to themselves, I can't help that. I can't control the people around me. I can't, again, they're complainers. They think everyone else is doing things to them or because of them, or they just feel like they have no control. It's up to the universe. Karma handles all of that, right? All of that stuff, right? No. So that's a person who has a negatively oriented mindset. If you are someone who constantly thinks that things are aimed at you, right? So if something happens, an incident happens, and you automatically default to, they're talking about me. Why are they doing that to me? They must be thinking that of me, right? You have this egocentricity is what it's called, meaning you think it's all about you. And basically what that is it is your insecurity magnetizing negativity. Your insecurity acts like a magnet to all the negative things around you. So it draws all of those things to you and inevitably makes them true. We call that a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? And so that's why it is so important to frame your mindset to be more positive. When I say positive, I'm not saying rainbows and unicorns and everything is amazing and rainbows and the world is, I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about when I say a positive mindset is it is focused on adding things to, not taking away. So I almost want you to think of positive and negative, not as good and bad, but at like mathematical, adding to or taking away. Okay. So when someone has a positive mindset, they are thinking to themselves, how can I make this different? They are problem solving. They are adding something to the situation. And they believe they are adding something of value to their life. They are adding something of value to the problem to enhance it, to make it better. Whereas a negative mindset person is automatically feeling like things are just kind of being taken away from them. Okay. All right. I'm going to scroll down in my notes here. Kind of went, I'm trying to figure out how far in my notes I skipped ahead. Okay. And again, one thing that we talked about, and I think we touched on this last week, which was, again, are you walking the dog or is the dog walking you? And this is an analogy for your mindset, okay? When you are walking the dog, you are in control, okay? The dog is like your thoughts and your actions, okay? So I want you to think your thoughts are the leash and your dog is the actions, the behaviors. You are the mindset. So when you think about those three things in that word picture, you, the leash, the dog, your mindset is you, okay? And the leash are your thoughts that link to your actions. When you are in control of the dog, when you are walking the dog, everything is in control. Everything is calm, okay? So, or is the dog walking you? How many of you have ever walked an uncontrollable dog? I have. My dog is a behemoth and he is super excitable. And so walking him is a pain in my patootie. Okay. I am very rarely in control of the dog when I am walking the dog. Okay. So for those who know, is your thoughts and your actions are just going all over the place, and that dictates your mindset, right? Where the dog goes, you go, right? When Hudson pulls me and walks somewhere, I am following. Okay. I am very rarely in control of that situation. So sometimes your behaviors and your actions, so more so when it comes to your behaviors, your reactions and your thoughts dictate your mindset. So you have thoughts of, I'm not good enough, everyone hates me, nobody wants me to be their promoter, I suck at this, why did my uplines leave me, right? All these thoughts, whatever they are, they're different for everybody. They now dictate your mindset. You now have a scarcity mindset. If some of you guys heard of this rank advancement, and the moment you heard that you needed to maintain it every month, if you went to a negative space, you have a negatively oriented mindset. You have a scarcity mindset. Okay. If you immediately saw that you had to go from 12 to 40K or 40 to 80K or 0 to 4K, and you immediately thought that's impossible, you have a negatively framed mindset. And I'm going to tell you that as long as you think it is not possible, or as long as you think it is too difficult, so you're not going to bend over backwards, you will not get it. Okay? Because your mindset dictates your actions. If you don't think you can get it, guess what you're not going to do? Do things that help you get it. Okay? This is where the whole law of attraction comes in, is positive psychology. That's all it's based on. It's not based on this like metaphysical BS. It is based in and deeply rooted in positive psychology. Okay. It is you learning to walk the dog. It is you learning to be in control, because whatever you think, your brain starts to believe. And so you act accordingly. And the more you act that way, the more your brain begins to believe it is happening. And you go through this cycle. Okay. I see that Krista just got on, which is perfect timing, because we are going to move into the two different kinds of mindset, which is a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. So Krista, if you want to go ahead and take it away and talk about those two different mindsets, fixed and growth, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and take it away.
Okay, so sorry if I'm like scattered. I literally just walked in the house. So when you enter these two mindsets, this is like one of my favorite things to talk about. So I did a lot of reading, and I tried to really simplify this. You basically enter a whole new world depending on which mindset you focus on. So in one of these mindsets, and in this world, if you want to call it, it's fixed traits. It's all things that you focus on, and success for you, if you have a fixed mindset, is all about proving yourself, proving you're smart enough, proving you're talented enough. And it's more about validating yourself than actually having a set of skills that can, kind of rocket you to the next level. In this other world, in the growth mindset, it's changing qualities. It's ever growing. It's self-development. It's kind of pushing yourself to the next level. And pushing yourself out of a comfort zone, I guess would be the best way to say it. Stretching yourself to learn something new and developing what you already have. It's not saying, well, I only have this, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not talented enough. It's taking that and saying, okay, what can I do to better that? So for me, I've had a lot of setbacks in life. Everybody has setbacks in life. So in one world, failure is just a setback. It's, say you got a bad grade, you got fired from your job, you had an accident on the way to work, you stubbed your big toe. It's just a small setback. You lost a tournament, sports fans, you lose a tournament, getting rejected from either a job or in a relationship, or just whatever you want to talk about. It goes back to not being smart enough, not being talented. But then over in this other world, in the growth mindset, when you fail, it's a limitation of your growth. So when you don't reach for those things and you don't propel yourself with growth, that's when you truly fail. So let's say I have a goal, And when I have that setback, so for me, say I don't reach this rank advancement, say we go this whole time and I don't reach that, that's just a setback. That means I need to change something in order to grow. That doesn't mean I wasn't good enough. That doesn't mean I didn't have the proper skills or I wasn't talented enough to get there. I just need to tweak some things so that I can get there. If I stay stuck in that fixed mindset, guess what happens? I don't reach my potential. I'm of no value and I can't reach anybody else. I can't give that value to somebody else because I'm just over here in this little fixed mindset like, well, I just can't do it just because I didn't hit it. That's okay. Growth is a good thing. Not hitting every single thing sometimes doesn't mean you're a failure. It doesn't mean you're not talented enough or smart enough or good enough, whatever little fixed mentality you want to have. Also talking about these two worlds, in one, effort is a bad thing. So in this fixed mindset, then you're not smart or talented enough, then you don't need effort. So if you're smart and you're talented, you don't have to try. And that's how a lot of people with fixed mindsets, they say, well, I'm not good enough and I'm not talented enough. I can't put forth any effort to get there. These people, they don't have to put any effort because they're just that good. No, there's effort involved there. So you have to kind of take those limitations off of that mind. In this other world, effort is what makes you smart and talented. Yes, people are born with certain gifts and talents, but you have to advance those talents. You're not just born a complete expert at everything. You may be a little more gifted in that area, but you have to do something to grow that talent and to grow that ability. So I also added a note in here. So in that other world, effort is what makes you smart or talented. So you have a choice. Mindsets are just beliefs. It's what you believe about yourself. They're very powerful beliefs, but they're just in your mind and you can always change your mind. So.
Perfect. I love that. And I'm hoping that a lot of you guys, as she's talking about this, are able to identify, and obviously because we're not out here saying, yeah, that's me, I really want you to have some introspection and think to yourself, like, which one are you in? And really do some of that self-work. And that's some of the things we're going to be doing in probably February, is like actual hands-on work on how to shift your mindset, how to change your mindset and do a 180. If you're in the fixed, how to get to the growth mindset. And if you are in a growth mindset, how to continue walking in that. And so I think as we wrap up, I'll just kind of go through and finish and just finish it up and just kind of close with some of the more popular strategies that people utilize are kind of affirmations, right? They sound really stupid and silly and people are like, oh my gosh, they don't really work. But again, all they do is whatever your brain thinks and says and hears, it begins to believe. Whatever you do repeatedly, it begins to believe it as truth. The same thing, if you tell yourself the truth enough, it is truth. If you tell yourself enough lies enough times, it becomes truth. Okay? So if you tell yourself lies, it becomes truth to you. If you tell yourself you're ugly, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not successful enough, whatever, it becomes truth. It becomes your truth. So using that same science to your advantage, that is what affirmations are. I am worthy. I am smart. I am capable. I am a problem solver. I am this. I can do hard things, right? You do that enough and your brain begins to believe that it is true. When your brain begins to believe those things are true, it begins to act differently. How many of you guys have ever done something crazy that you never drunk, that you never would have done sober? Right? I better see more hands. Okay. So that's because, right, the drunk man does what the sober man thinks. Okay. And so what that means is when you take away those thoughts, is because being drunk, so to speak, right, you have this sense of confidence. Okay. When you are confident, you are more likely to do crazy things that you never would have done when you had that self-doubt. That is why people do certain things when they're drunk that they don't do when they're sober, is because it eliminates a lot of those barriers that you put up, a lot of that self-doubt, a lot of the worry, a lot of the what will they think of me or whatever. Okay. And so when you start doing things, when you're more confident, you start doing different things. You start walking into rooms differently. You start dressing differently. That's why some people, when you start outgrowing circles of friends because of the way you act, talk, dress, whatever, it is not because you think you're fancy or you think you're better. It's because your confidence makes you that way. You are outgrowing them because your confidence is outgrowing them. Okay. And so therefore, when that happens, you begin to act differently, wear different clothes, all these things. And it's not because you're changing. I mean, it is a little bit, but your brain is shifting and literally changing you from the inside out. Okay. And so that is why affirmations are so powerful, claiming things in the present tense. Not I will be 4K or I will claim it as if it is already yours, as if it has already happened and you are just simply walking the steps and walking the distance to go get it. Okay. So a lot of you guys, you are 40K, you are 80K, you are 200K. You just need to go get it. You need to just go get the badge. That is it. Okay. You are already that, whatever it is. Okay. Also, says you also do not believe in normalized negativity such as failure, and that depression, anxiety, worthlessness, apathy, whatever are okay. Okay, those emotions, they are normal to experience, but they are not normal to dwell in. It is not okay. You do not give it permission to continue existing. However, negatively oriented mindset people will find each other like magnets so that they can each give each other permission to dwell in that. Okay. You believe that you have the power to overcome them because you are worthy of overcoming them. You believe that you have the ability or the intelligence or whatever to go do those things. Okay. And if you don't, you will begin to find other people who affirm that lie. You will begin to go find people who affirm that lie you believe is true. Okay. That's how people find themselves in dysfunctional relationships with abusive partners. Okay. Because they find people that affirm that lie they believe is true. They find someone who thinks they're worthless because they truly do believe that they are, because to them it is their truth. You will find people in your life who believe you are not capable of reaching the next rank, or who are saying it's okay that this is happening, or yeah, they're casting you out, or yeah, this is happening, whatever, right? We seek that because it's comfortable, but that is not a growth mindset. You are finding other fixed mindset people, and they want to validate being in a fixed mindset by finding other people who live there too. Okay. Whew. Okay. Anyway, hold on. Positive psychology challenges modern beliefs that allow pervasive self-victimization as a means of escaping responsibility for one's personal fulfillment. That's a mouthful. Okay. Let's talk about what that means. All right. So positive psychology challenges modern beliefs that allow pervasive. Pervasive means it just continues and goes on and on and on. It's constant, right? Self-victimization, meaning you always think things are happening to you. I'm the victim. Why is everything happening to me? Why are all these bad things happening? I can't find any promoters. I can't find any customers. I miss every promotion, right? That kind of rhetoric that you tell yourself. Okay. And positive psychology challenges that, and it doesn't allow it for people to use that as a means of escaping responsibility for your own personal fulfillment. Because a lot of people try to do that because, again, going back to what Krista said, it gives permission for you to not put forth the effort. Okay. It gives you permission to say, well, I'm just not smart enough, instead of saying, I could just do this more. I could just listen to more podcasts. I could just read more books. I could learn this skill. It gives you permission to essentially escape that personal responsibility for doing those things. So in closing, you need to become a master of your mindset, because when you do that, you become a master of your thoughts, your emotions, and your behaviors. In doing those three things, In mastering that and becoming more emotionally intelligent, you begin to become a master of your future. You can create it like an architect designs buildings. You see it, you build it, it becomes reality. Okay? As opposed to most people who believe instead of being an architect, they're a magician. And they just think they're going to be like, whoop, and they expect it to be done. Okay? And then when it's not, they lose faith, like believing in Santa Claus. Okay? And so that is how we are going to structure the next few Zooms with this anyway, over the next few Mondays and even just the next few months, is showing you guys how to become a master of those things and some strategies you can put in place and practice, and negative thoughts and things we call thought distortions, how to challenge those with some exercises so that you can begin to frame everything more positively and you can begin to shift to a growth mindset. Or again, like I said, if you're in that growth mindset, then you're going to just be keep going. So I hope that you guys found this useful. Like I said, I feel like this is one of the most powerful ones. Again, it's not just because I'm speaking on it, but I think it's just because this is really what drives success. This is what is going to separate people from who earn rank advancement from those who don't. And just in general, anything success related, like I was talking about, could be sports, can be business, can be relationships, can be anything. It is all about the mindset. And so I hope we can all make a commitment to work on these together, but also in our downtime. I challenge you guys to do things that make you grow and uncomfortable and convict you, because conviction is the most useful tool for your mindset. Is if you are not daily convicted, you are not developing your mindset enough. And for those who don't know, that convicted is just like when you get that, like, the truth hath been toldeth to you, right? And you're like, oh, that hit different, right? You feel like, ooh, that kind of stung a little. You need to get stung a little every single day. Okay. You need some truth to be told and to shed light on those lies that you tell yourself or the limiting beliefs that you have. So listen to things that challenge you, read things that challenge you, that call out your complacent behaviors. Okay, don't just listen to things that make you feel all good and warm and cozy and validated. That's great. That's awesome. But listen to things that challenge you and make you grow and do better and be better. And sometimes that's getting on these Zooms. Sometimes that's podcasts and books. Sometimes it's getting around groups of people that make you level up. Get around people. If you're not hanging around people that you feel in your brain are doing better than you, right? Then you need to get around new people, because that forces you to level up. And again, if you have a growth mindset, you're going to seek out those people. If you have a fixed mindset, you are going to want to surround yourself with people who you feel you do better than, because it validates you. It makes you feel really good. That's not what you need. Success doesn't make you feel really good. Okay. You need to be challenging yourself. Surround yourself with people you feel like do better than you, and you need to learn from them. Okay. Hang around them and allow that conviction to make you grow. So with that note, I will let you guys go, have dinner with your families or put your kiddos to bed or have date night or whatever the case might be. So thank you guys so much for taking time to get on. Thank you, Krista, for rushing home and hopping right on this. I'll let you get back to your family. I'm sure they're probably like, I'm hungry. So thank you guys. Love you so much. Don't forget, we also still have a Tuesday night. Well, we have a Zoom every single night. So check the flyer, but I'll catch you guys on there. Bye.